All right. So, y'all may be like, he's so dressed up and awesome looking today. Well, it's a fact because you know what? I did a thing. Like a bunch of things. Like I made all that. The glorious shelves. You know, we got the drill press in that now. We got the chop saw. We got the planer. We got the table saw. Old Redneckistan Industries is just grown by leaps and bounds in the last 24 hours. I literally was up all night doing all this. And another big thing, I started making things. So I did production things, like things I'm gonna sell to other humans for money. Wild. So I'm gonna try to sell like some of the stuff on Marketplace, you know. Well, so what I did was I got a feeder here, much like the feeders that I use there, but it's much better quality. Very sturdy construction in that, like, because the things I use up there, I literally just threw together one day because I needed it, and I was like, you know, a few nails, some screws, some glue, whatever. I actually took time and measured when I did it. I measured twice every time and would forget my measurement and then have to re-engineer the whole damn thing. It's just part of how my brain works. But I've actually made products to sell. Oh yeah, and these are top covers. Can't really tell. They're very high quality. 3/4 inch plywood. A lot of people call them migratory covers. A lot of guys will drill a hole in it and put a mason jar with sugar water in it and that kind of stuff. I didn't do that because I don't know what the guy who buys this may want to do with it, because I'm thinking about my customers. Because I may have one someday. That'd be cool, because I'd actually like to make money doing this. I also made some nuke boxes. Kind of hard to tell. They're, I'm not actually going to sell this. I mean, I will for the right price, but no, they're made out of like particle boards that they're not gonna hold up. The main reason I made them was because they hold 5 bee frames, and your standard beehive either holds 8 or 10, generally 10 in the U.S. I just want to have them as insurance in case something happens to my bees, and say a bunch of them die and they can't keep the hive warm. I just want to have a backup plan. A plan B, if you will. Not that kind of plan B. I don't want to kill my bees. I want them to thrive. But anyway, so I made a couple of those last night. That was pretty cool. But then this morning happened. It was like 5:30, 6 a.m. The sun started coming up, and I was tired because I was painting all that, you know? And then I was like, I have been saying I'm going to put shelves up in here for a long time. I even started making the shelves, kind of. As in I cut a board and then just let it sit for a month or two. This morning, things were going to change. I actually assembled the shelves. Now it's really dark, so now I got to go get some fluorescent lights and that. But I tell you what, like when I put this together and I stood out there and I looked at it, man, I was like, oh, that's nice. Like seeing the drill press, you know, and all that. I was like, this must have been how God felt when he said, let there be light, and he got to see all this stuff. And he was like, oh man, this is cool. I felt the same way. Definitely even comparison. But yeah, lots of freaking things happening here. And I am like running on adrenaline and Adderall right now. And Red Bull. So, a big crash is about to happen. I'm just excited though. Like I've actually made a product that I intend to actually try to sell to another human. I'm really stoked about this because I have never made something with the intention of selling it to another person. I have never made $1 for myself. I've always had an employer, you know, whether that be the various different HVAC companies I work for or the government, the military, you know. I never actually, oh no, I take that back. When I was a kid, I used to shovel snow and cut grass and that kind of crap, you know. But like as an adult, I have never earned $1 for me doing something like my own thing. I've just never done that. And I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to get $1, which is worth nothing now, thanks, Joe Biden. It turns out printing money causes inflation. It's not transitory. But anyway, oh yeah, the dumpster wood pile. Not much left because this guy's doing production things. So like all these things that I'm building, right now the big flaw I got is I don't have plywood. But I am cutting all the other little pieces of wood, and this and that's, the little bits and bobs. So when I do get some plywood on payday, or if the dumpster fairy happens to bless me, I can start putting more stuff together. I also don't want to really put too much together until I can sell it. Like if I can't sell it in 3 or 4 days, I don't want to put it together because I want it to be put together with enough time for the paint the gas off and that kind of stuff. Because I don't want somebody buying this, putting their bees in it, and then getting all California sober and shit and croaking over. I'm not trying to do that. I want to not kill my customers' bees because I like the bees and I want to have customers. I can't wait to have one. I'm really excited about that. Something tells me it's going to take a while. And I also got to say another thing. I am super amazed people watch my videos. Like, I can't believe there's like 10, 20, 30 people that watch my videos. I mean, I know I forced at least 10 or 15 of them via text message stalking and harassment. But there's like another 10 or 15 that actually watch my crap. And I'm just amazed by that because this is not entertaining in any way, shape, or form. At all. Oh, I also did go down another rabbit hole. So I've had this hobo freight dust collector thing forever. Like ever. And it sat in a box in a storage unit for years. I put it together. And it's kind of annoying. I mean, it does okay. But then I went down this YouTube rabbit hole about 3 a.m. last night. And I saw all these dudes like rebuilding these things. And then I did put in these pipes and stuff. And I'm like, oh, wow. Wow. I can't wait to make $1 so I can spend another $5,000 putting all that crap in for no reason. So, if I'm going on some tangents, it's because I haven't slept in a long time. And I am really tired. And there's a lot of paint fumes in here too. So, that's entertaining. Well, I hope this video hasn't annoyed anybody. And if it does, I'm sorry. I'm just being open and honest about a lot of things. I am actually genuinely excited. I actually genuinely feel like I might actually be able to have a business of my own and it pay for me to eat food and sleep in a house, not a tent under a bridge. I'm very optimistic right now because I am not a fan of the holidays. In fact, I get very depressed during the holidays and I especially hate Christmas and that. So this is odd for me to be optimistic this time of year. Anyway, I really, truly hope everybody has a very good, safe Christmas, Kwanzaa cut. Well, I don't know all these different things anymore, but I just hope it's cool for you and you're happy. And y'all ever are stressing about something, you can always like send me a message if you just want to talk or whatever, I get it because I get depressed during the holidays and I think a lot of us do. And I want to get off this topic because I don't want to talk about it right now because I'm happy. But yeah, I'm going to go make some wood into sawdust because that apparently is what happens. Because there's a huge stack of wood there. And it's just not. And there's this tiny little stack here now. When saw blade ain't that thick. I would love to know where it just disappears. And I used to work in a lumber mill, believe it or not. Funny story. Okay, so fun fact. So I worked in a lumber mill when I was in high school. I was like 13, 14 years old. I got my learner's permit. And they did like banisters for stairwells and things like that. And I love the fact that I had this job because today it paid off. Because that job sucked. My hands were blue all the time from the wax at the end of the wood and the splinters. I just had these weird purpley blue calluses all the time. But anyway, so these dudes, and I respected the shit out of this. There was this one station called the Chop Saw, or two of them. And these two brothers would be there. And these guys could be having a conversation, talking shit. And they would grab like a big long ass piece of poplar, you know. It was like I want to say they were 2x2s, and they would cut it, they would cut the giant poplar log into little 2x2 squares. They were like freaking 20, 30 foot long. They'd be grabbing them things, throwing them down, and somehow, while having a conversation, chewing tobacco and talking shit, these guys would scan that board, and they would look for any snipe at the end, a little wane or whatever, where the knots were, because there's like 3 or 4 or 5 different sizes of height uprights or whatever, and they always wanted to maximize the amount that they could get out of it. These guys, I swear to God, it just always amazed me watching how methodical, and there's a word, I don't know it. Fuck, I wish I knew the English language better. But deliberate. They had they just had these deliberate actions. When they grabbed the board, they literally, you had to really watch them to see how they did it. But they would scan that whole damn thing and look for every little imperfection and figure it out within seconds on what length to cut that thing. And they were so fast at it. And it just always amazed me. And then shortly after that, I joined the Navy. And I went out to San Diego, and I was living in the big city with all the other cool people. And I realized a lot of people in cities don't respect people like that in the country. But them dudes in the country are smart as shit. I'm telling you. Because just the way they did it. So deliberately and so precise and so quickly. While talking shit to each other and chewing tobacco and yelling at me to sweep and take my hands out of my pocket. They were worse than boot camp, by the way. Boot camp wasn't shit. That lumber mill was 100 times worse. But, sorry, we're going on all kinds of tangents today. I just hope everybody is happy today and has a wonderful holiday and can spend it with loved ones. Just hope everybody's happy. All right, love you all, and thank you so much for watching, because honestly, I'm amazed that, I get 20, 30 views on things. I truly can't believe that. I feel kind of blessed about that, because I'm kind of an idiot. But